friends, I gotta tell you, there's some excitement brewing in the House of Henderson right now, and I can't wait to show you. It came in the mail. It came from Ireland. I don't know why. I ordered it off of Amazon. It was free shipping, and they said it would take a couple weeks to get here, and it came here a lot sooner than that. And so here it is. So let's open it and see what all the excitement is about. Alright, let's open it up and see what we got here. Alright, came from Ireland in the mail. Very odd. Didn't expect that at all. But it was a good price. So, very affordable. There it is. What is that? Well, this is the new bangled chainsaw sharpener that everybody is talking about. As you can see, it's made in Germany. Achtung. And a lot of what you see are people buying the white and orange ones that are the same color as the steel or the steel chainsaws. And you can certainly buy the one made for steel, but you'll pay at least twice as much for it as you'll pay for this one. This is made by exactly the same company. I don't know if you can see it there. I'm not sure how to say this. Pferd. It's German company. They make the steel version of this. The only difference is that it says steel on it, and it's exactly the same as this, though. Okay, so I've looked at many reviews on these sharpeners, and they're all positive. I've not seen a negative review of these sharpeners. Now that doesn't mean there aren't any out there. I just haven't run across any. But what's so great about this, you might be asking? Well, maybe you already know. These things are there's an all-in-one sharpener, sometimes called a two-in-one sharpener. You can see it has different files on it. These are guides here. It has the round file for cutting the teeth, or the cutters. And it has a flat file for cutting the rakers, or the guides. I'll show you how that works in a moment. But these things are supposed to be the greatest thing ever for chainsaw sharpening. And just a little bit about the price of this. I paid about $31 for this, and that was free shipping with it, which is the best price I've seen on these. I've seen them for most of the time I've seen them for a little over $40. But if you buy the steel one, which is exactly the same as it, except it's different color, you expect to pay at least twice as much for the steel one. So why would you want to do that unless you just like the steel colors? But anyway, so this is it. This is what I'm excited about, and I'm going to show you how it works here in a moment. Okay folks, I've put the 290 up here, put it in the vise. The chain is moving easily there. Before I do anything, I need to put my gloves on. It's important to wear gloves when you sharpen these chainsaws, because I've cut myself really bad in the past. So anyway, how in the heck does this work? Well, first of all, this particular chain is 325 pitch, so I had to make sure that I got the 325 pitch sharpener, and also 3/16 the diameter of the, I believe that's the diameter of the round files. So you got to make sure you get that correct. This particular chain is, if you watch my videos, you know I threw this chain on when I was out working at a site, and the rakers had not been filed down. It's the first time I used this chain. I got it from somebody who will remain nameless to protect his guilt, but apparently did not file down the rakers, which is extremely important to do if you want these teeth to cut. And so it just slid right over the top of the wood and created a lot of smoke and dust. So I ran a flat file across the rakers just a couple times. You can see it's a little bit shiny there where I did that. I did that the other day. But when sharpening, I always try to find a good starting place that I can remember where I started, so when I finish I don't continue to go over the chain over and over again. This particular chain does have a yellow place here on here where you can see this is a good starting spot. Sometimes I'll take a permanent black marker, which I've done as well, and mark these two teeth so I know this is where I'm starting. These two teeth are going the same direction, they have the same angle on them. The rest of them stagger, go back and forth, so this is a good place to start, and hope I'll be able to remember what I'm doing there. So I want to try to figure out how to make this thing work properly. So it has these guides on it, and so the real question is, which way do I start? It looks like the arrow is pointing this way, so if I'm cutting at this angle, this is the direction I want to start. And when I set it down on here, you can see that the guides are resting on the teeth. You can see the round file is in that tooth. Hopefully you can see that. And it looks like this flat file is laying right on top of that raker. So that seems to be correct. And we also want to make sure we get the right angle. And this thing is designed to give you that right angle. And it looks like it needs to line up parallel. The bar needs to be parallel with these lines, which will give you the correct angle for sharpening. So I'm going to start right here. Looks like I got a line that marks that place to start. And so let's test this out a couple times and see what happens. Looks like I'm lined up correctly. Okay, take a look at that. Let me do one more. These two are the parallel teeth. You can see that gullet. It's nice and shiny. Right there. That's good. Here's the other one. The main thing is to make sure, where am I? There it is, that the tooth looks good. It looks good. There's no deformity to it. It looks nicely and evenly cut. These are really sharp. Wicked. Wicked. That's what we want. We want a wicked cut. We can get a really good look here at these. As you can see, that's been trimmed down. That raker, there's the cutter. Can you see that gullet in there? That is wicked sharp. I mean, you can just feel these things. Wicked sharp. It's like saber-tooth sharp. Saber-tooth sharp. That's what I'm trying to say. Look at that thing. I hope you can see that. Look at that. Is that beautiful or what? That is wicked. Absolutely wicked. Pretty good chunks. So what do I think about this Pferd, whatever you call it, made in Germany, all-in-one sharpener? I'm impressed with it. These teeth look absolutely amazing after I went over, and it doesn't take very long at all. I was just hoping that a buddy came over and we sharpened his chainsaw, and I used one of these, and you know, in the typical flat file for doing the rakers and all that, and I had to work quite a while to get that chain sharpened up. But this thing, unbelievable. So my first impression is that the positive reviews seem to be on target for this. Before I shut this video down and close out this segment, I just want to give a little bit of credit to where credit is due. There's two really good YouTube channels that I watch frequently and get a lot of helpful information from. One of those, of course, some of you may have heard of these guys, but one of them is Buck and Billy Ray Smith. Absolutely stunning work he does. He's just amazing logger. He can drop trees like I've never seen anybody be able to do. And he's got a lot of helpful instructional videos on how to sharpen chainsaws. Another good one is Steve's Small Engine Saloon. Both these guys are hilarious, but I really learned a lot from Steve in terms of how to adjust the carburetor on a chainsaw. And ever since I watched this video and learned how to do it, I tell you, I got my 034 adjusted. It runs sweet now. It idles really well. I mean, it's just a ripping chainsaw now since I learned from him how to do it. So just want to give some credit to those guys and highly recommend their YouTube channels.